Hey, it's me again. I'm so sorry you have to keep looking at this, but I'm excited to be here. I love Wednesday nights because we get to do Wellness Wednesday. Y'all, let's get well together. Let's share what's working. Let's share what's not working, and let's help each other get healthy. Y'all, tonight I've already had so much fun before I hit record with my friends because we're having just so much fun talking about life and Wi-Fi and family and all the fun stuff. So without any further ado, tonight we're talking about healthier now because of Plexus. So little factoid about me. You're going to hear tonight from two cheerleaders. Now, I was also a cheerleader. I know, believe it or not. Back in the day, 1,000 years ago. And back when my daughter's 10. So I was like, I think 7 when I first started. I was like second grade when I first started. So my mom loves to tell the story. I was in second grade when I first started, my first year of cheer back in Georgia, just for a city football team, not like a school or anything. And certainly not a college like these two awesome girls. So I started my first year in second grade as a cheerleader, but I was so small and I was the youngest one on the team that they made me the mascot. But then by the next year rolled around, I scrapped my way to captain. So you know what, guys, never give up on your dream because you just never know. Don't count the little scrappy young girl out. You just never know. So, all right. So tonight we're going to start with sweet friend Jessica, and she is going to talk to us about, she was a cheerleader for a college. I'm gonna let her tell you which college and for how long she cheered. So she was a picture of health, a young, vibrant, energetic cheerleader, or so you would think. So we're gonna let her tell us if that was true or not. So welcome, Jessica. Come on in.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
Excited to be here.
Oh, well, I'm so glad that you're excited to be here. We're excited to have you. It's like I need a desk and a coffee mug and a mic or something. Okay, so let's get to it. So Jessica, tell us, what was your biggest surprise after starting the products that you are on now? And tell us what products you're taking. Tell us the biggest surprise as opposed to how you felt when you were supposed to be at your healthiest and most energetic as a cheerleader in college.
Okay, so first of all, let me give you a little bit of a background. I cheered at Auburn University from 2001 to 2003. I'd also cheered all throughout high school, took off my senior year, and then came back and was excited to try out. And I tried out and I made it, and it was amazing. It was a lifetime experience. It was a lot of work. It was so much work that I didn't even try out again my senior year of college because I was just like, I need a break. It was a full-time job. I mean, it wasn't just cheering on football field. It was going to appearances. I can remember cheering a ping pong match, which was very interesting, but it wasn't, it was a lot of, you had to be at your best all the time. We went to elementary schools and taught with the kids. We went to veterinarians. We went everywhere. And, it was something that I thought that I was in the best shape of my life. And I thought I was in the best health of my life, but I will tell you in a minute how that actually was. So fast forward, let's see, I don't know, when did I start Plexus? 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, I had my third child. I now have 4, but I'd had my third child, and Megan Griffin called me and she was like, you need to start these products. Just trust me, you need to do this. And so I started with the triplex. And added in X Factor, just the regular X Factor vitamin. I really did not know what I was doing when I started those products. I didn't really, I didn't ask questions. I just had a newborn baby. She was 2 weeks old at the time. And so I just did what she told me to do. And she said, just tell me how you're feeling and stay consistent. And I did. And it was the best decision of my life because it changed everything for me. I thought that she was telling me I was going to feel better, or, she kept saying, you're a new mom, you've got 2 other kids, just trust me, just do this. And I started having relief from IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. And if you don't know what that is, my type of IBS was I would eat something and run to the bathroom. So wherever I went, now some people have the opposite, but I was always in the bathroom, and to the point where I would not go anywhere that I know didn't have a bathroom. I wouldn't go to a portalette. I wouldn't go anywhere because if I was going to be eating, and sometimes if I knew I would be eating something or going out where there wasn't a good bathroom somewhere, I wouldn't eat. And that was just one issue. Dealt with migraines forever, started finding relief. I went from 14 migraines a month to 1. And I'm sorry if you're hearing my kids in the background. I hear them yelling. So if y'all are hearing that, I'm so sorry. Then acid reflux. I could not lay my head down on my pillow at night without feeling like I needed to get up and throw up. And a lot of times I did. All of those things I found relief from just starting those products, the triplex, which is Slim, BioCleanse, Probio 5, and then I added in regular X Factor. And so for me, I had no idea those things were going to change anything. I didn't know what to expect. And I hear a lot of times people, say, well, I don't really have any health issues. I mean, my sister used to always joke and say, well, you were kind of a loaded case. So you had a lot of things that you would notice. But I still, I have so many friends who don't have health issues that have found relief from just laying their head down on their pillow and being able to fall asleep at night. Just having the energy to get up in the morning on time and be somewhere where you have to be. And if I had known when I was a cheerleader back then in college and even in high school, because that this would have helped, I really would have taken it then. My kids take it. Now my boys don't love to take it. I make them take it every morning, remind them to take it. But I'm so thankful I'm able to do that for them because they're not going to go through those struggles. Like I missed events. I would have to leave the football field at an Auburn University game and I had to get these dissolvable migraine pills because I couldn't take a sip of water on the field. So I would keep some in my bloomers, pull it out and take it, and it would dissolve under my tongue just so I could get through a game. And had I had these products back then, everything could have changed for me. That was a very long answer, but.
No, I love it. It's incredible how when you said that some people say, well, I'm fine. I don't have any health issues. I don't need Plexus. But then it could be something as simple, which to me is huge. And to, I know is huge to be able to lay down and go to sleep and to stay asleep. I've said this before on this webinar and I'll say it again and I'll keep saying it. My mom says, if you are not resting, your body's not healing. And so we have to make sure we get good rest. So when someone says, well, I sleep 10 hours a night, but you get up 15 times and you toss and you turn, you're not getting quality sleep. And so I think that's so important. So I think that that's a good point, that even when someone says, well, I haven't been diagnosed with anything, I haven't had any surgeries for anything, and so I'm fine, I don't need it. We all need it. If you have skin, if you have a gut, if you have, arms and legs and the head, if you're a human being, you need Plexus, you do. And I would like to even add that if you haven't been diagnosed with something, doesn't mean that you shouldn't still be addressing your health, because you don't know down the road what's coming. So we need to be addressing our health now, even before we get the diagnosis. So, okay, next question. All right. So Jessica, you have 4 kids, a husband, you have a business, you have all this wisdom as an adult. So what do you wish adult Jessica could have told cheerleading college Jessica?
Well, I mean, you know, I wish that she would have told her to listen and pay attention to her body, because I think that one, I love having this tonight because we're talking about when I was, 19, 20, and 21 years old is the time frame that we're referring to. And I'll be in 3 weeks, I'll be 40. So, I mean, yeah, 40 going on into it. But I think too, a lot of people hear gut health and they're not familiar with gut health. I know even at 36, when I started the products, I didn't know what gut health was. I mean, I feel silly saying that, but I truly did not. I think these days, like you turn on the TV and you hear the word probiotic now. You hear it for everything. There's probiotics in shampoo, there's probiotics in lotion, there's probiotics galore out there. But what we don't hear a lot about is gut health. And gut health, and I love when I hear Kelly, our sweet friend Kelly, talk about how the gut and the brain are so connected, and when we are born, like that, there's that connection there. And what happens, it's not, when you hear the word gut, it's not just having tummy troubles. Like I think a lot of people think that that's what we're referring to is stomach issues, and that's not it. Like gut health is a whole nother large area that affects the rest of your entire body. And I think that as high schoolers, 17, 16, 17, 18, all the way up through college years, that is really when it is the best time to start. Your hormones are changing, whether you're a boy or a girl. I mean, you're going through all kind of stuff. And if you can start that and listen and pay attention to your gut, whether you even know what you're doing, because when I started at 36, I still didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what these products were going to do for me, but I can promise you that it will save you a lot of heartache, a lot of health issues. I mean, let's just be honest. We know that college kids drink. Okay. So a lot of them do. And these products can help you with that. They will help heal your body from what you're doing to your body. As cheerleaders, we would have to get up at 4:30 in the morning and work out from 5 to 7 in the morning, go to class all day, go to appearances during the day, and then work out again from 8 to 10. That's a lot of wear and tear on your body. And whether you're a cheerleader or not in college, whether you're just going to class, whether you're online or going physically, I mean, you are eating probably terribly and or not enough. And these products really can make a huge difference in your life. And so if adult Jessica now could tell college age Jessica back then to go ahead and trust your gut and get on a great probiotic, get on some vitamins, get on Slim that's going to balance your blood sugar, I promise you will not have to go through your late 20s, your early 30s, your late 30s trying to figure out, okay, what can I take to fix this? So that's what I would say.
I love it. And that's a good point, that we are trying to spare our children the heartache and the struggles that we've gone through, because our parents didn't know either. They didn't know, but they didn't know. So we know better. So we get to do better for our kids. So I love that. Thank you for sharing. And you come back now. You hear? You come back now.
I will.
All right. Okay, so you guys are in for another treat. We have another speaker, and her name is Melissa. She's my sweet friend, Melissa. Now, Melissa has, she can share, obviously, a little bit more, but she not only was an active tumbling cheerleader in college, she has also been a fitness instructor. And not just any fitness instructor. She was also a Zumba instructor. And I'm sure you've taught other classes, but that intrigued me whenever I first learned that about you, when I met you all those years ago. Zumba instructor, and you would do several classes, and that just makes me tired just thinking about it, because Zumba is not just step aerobics, so you've been like a cheerleader in your adult life as well. So welcome, first of all, to the call. You doing okay? Unmute.
Oh, can y'all hear me okay?
There we go. Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. So your first question, this first question is the same as Jessica's. What was your biggest surprise after starting the products from how you felt being your most active and your most fit days to now?
So a little bit about my story is, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me okay? Y'all know I've been testing out my technology. So my story is kind of similar to Jessica's in that I cheered for 2 years at Troy University, or it was Troy State University at the time. It just became Troy University, in the last 10 years, 20 years ago now. And I was, similar to Jessica, we were doing all the things. We were, making appearances at different things, cheering at football games. We had practice every single day. My favorite story to tell about cheering was having to work out every single morning with the football trainer. And we had to run this hill up and down. And if you didn't show up, your whole team had to run the hill. Your whole girls had to run the hill. And so it was intense. And I remember thinking to myself, this is the fittest I will ever be. Right. And but I remember, not getting that sleep and like she said, enjoying your college days, and feeling, that I was just punishing my body, and I mean, obviously I graduated fine and I made really good grades, but everybody enjoys their college days a little bit. And I remember thinking, this is probably the best I'm ever going to feel, right? At 19 or 18, 19, 20 years old. And living in your prime, right? And I look back on my pictures. I went through the attic today, finally, and found one picture. I found one picture, and I know I have more, but I found one. And I was looking at how inflamed my body was, and I know it's just because of all the stuff I was eating, and you're just having a good time, and you're not taking care of your body like you should. And so, fast forward till when I started Plexus. I started kind of for the same reasons that Jessica started. I had really bad GI issues, but those GI issues were with me since like late high school. I was diagnosed with IBS and just struggled with the same type things that Jessica was talking about. I had the migraines, just the classic gut health symptoms, wasn't sleeping, just I had major anxiety. Something that, had followed me through my whole life. I struggled with anemia. I was, very low iron, a gamut of issues. And, I'll answer this later because I know you're going to ask me kind of the same question you asked her, but looking back now, I can see where those issues followed me. And so when I started Plexus, I really was just kind of expecting, I really didn't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting at least to see a difference in my GI issues. And so I did. And I started, not having to rush to the bathroom after every little thing I ate. I remember the first time I ate Conecuh sausage. And I don't know if you guys are fans of Conecuh sausage, but if you live in the South, Conecuh sausage is like a staple and you have to have that, right? At breakfast and grilling and all the things. And I remember that used to tear my stomach up so bad. And I remember the very first time I ate that after I started Plexus, and I did not have to rush to the bathroom. And it was like a hallelujah moment, right? And so I did notice that, but I did notice I started sleeping better. And as an aerobics teacher at the time, I would go teach aerobics and I would come home and I would take a nap. I was so tired all the time. I would put on this front and I would teach Zumba and people thought I had all this energy, and I would come home and crash on the couch. And I was noticing my energy pick up, and it wasn't like a crazy, running around the house energy, like, you're high on caffeine and then you come down. It was like I can make it through this whole day and not have to take a nap kind of energy. I can do the laundry and I can take care of the kids and I can do all the things that I need to do errand wise and not be just completely exhausted by the end of the day. And then when I get in the bed, fall asleep and stay. And so I think the biggest surprise for me when I started Plexus was that I found myself again. I was like, oh, I can sleep. I can have the energy. I can, throw these GI issues to the side. I can not have all those headaches. And the anxiety was so much better. And just feel like the mom that I needed to be for my kids, and the wife that I needed to be for my husband. And So yeah, I mean, definitely a huge fan of Plexus, obviously. I mean, almost 7 years later. And, I tell people all the time, I'm telling you about Plexus because I want it to do for you what it did for me. And I want it to change your everyday life, like what it did for mine. So yeah, that's definitely my biggest surprise, was just all the other things that came with it.
I love that. And I love that you said, to be the mom, the wife that you not only want to be, but we know that I think as a mom and a wife, whether you're a stay-at-home or you're a working mom, I think that sometimes we feel like we're pulling in a lot of different directions. And how we feel being tired and not being able to just muster up the energy and that extra layer of determination that we know is in there somewhere. It's hard to do that to be able to get the things done. But we know deep down that we want to do more and we just don't know how. We drink the Starbucks in the morning. We have the Red Bulls and the Monster drinks in the afternoons. We, do the things. We have the Cokes and the Dr. Peppers, things like that, just to get us by. But I was tired of just getting by. And so I love that you said, you wanted to be the wife and the mom that you wanted to be and that we're called to be. So I love that. Okay. All right. So what is some advice that you, adult Melissa, would give college Melissa? And not even, fitness instructor Melissa, but college Melissa.
Yeah. So I so much. But one thing that I would go back and tell myself, kind of like what Jessica was saying, is take care of your body better. Your body is, you don't get another one. I think when you're in college, you feel like you're bulletproof and you feel like that you can do anything and you can eat anything and you can abuse your body and that you're just going to be like that forever. And I would love to go back and tell myself to find a good probiotic, find a good multivitamin. But, to put down the Red Bull. I remember I used to drink Red Bull and I see these kids all the time. I saw one the other day drinking a monster drink. And I just wanted to go up and shake them and be like, do you know what that does to people? And I mean, we've heard countless stories about monster drinks and these really high, intense caffeine drinks causing heart attacks in these young people. And I want to tell them, like, there is a better way to gain the energy that you need. I know they're staying up late. I know that I did, studying and doing all the things that you want to do, being a part of all the organizations that you want to be a part of at school, and you're staying up late and you're hanging out or whatever. And then they get up the next morning and they're tired and they grab that energy drink. There is a better option. And it's actually cheaper than the option that they're drinking. And so that is one thing that I would go back and tell myself. But just to take better care of my body and to know that that what I think is going to be my best years is not going to be my best years. That this, I honestly, and I can honestly say this, not only am I more confident in myself now than I have ever been in my life, but not just that, not body wise or anything like that, just confident in how I feel and who I am. But I feel better than I did then. I mean, I can honestly say that going into a workout, I do CrossFit usually 4 days a week. And I can honestly say that I can push harder in the gym. I can work out harder. I'm getting better results now than I ever did running those hills at 5 o'clock in the morning as a cheerleader. So that's what I would tell myself, is that take care of your body. And this is not the best years of your life. They are to come later.
I agree with you 1,000%. And I'm so glad that, I have a senior in high school who'll be going to college next year, and he's already on so many of the things. He's an athlete. He's very fit conscious. And I'm so glad. And hopefully these good habits that he has taught himself through these products and working out and drinking water and taking, getting sleep and exercise, sunshine, fresh air, things like that. Hopefully he'll carry those into his college years so he won't have to struggle like we did. So, and one more thing, I love that, you talked about, drinking the Red Bulls and it can cause, issues and staying up late. And the thing is that even adults now, but especially when we're in college, but even adults should know better. Maybe college kids, maybe they don't know better, but adults, we should know better that, what we do today if we eat a salad, we're not going to be skinny. If we eat a whole large pizza, we're not going to be fat. It's what we do consistently over time is what's going to add up to your results, whether good or bad, whether detrimental or positive. So, the other day, my 10-year-old Ava, she saw someone in their car on the road smoking. We're driving by and they're smoking in their car. And she's like, Mom, he's still alive. And I was like, what are you talking about? Of course he's still alive. She's like, but you said if you smoke, you'll die. And I said, well, it could speed that process up and you can have a lot of health issues if you smoke. But yes, he will not die with the first cigarette or with the second cigarette. But do you know what I mean? So literally she was thinking, why is this person still alive? You said they would die. Smoking will kill you, I think is what I said. We have to have that mentality though, that, with the first pizza or the first Red Bull or the first, all-nighter, that's not necessarily going to do anything because our bodies are resilient, but eventually over time, our body's going to wave the white flag. And that's why we have these health issues that we do, because eventually our bodies say, I'm tapping out, that's all I got. All right. So one last question. All right. So Melissa, what would you have said to someone if they had tried to get you to try Plexus when you were in college?
Oh gosh, I probably would have said, I don't need it. I would probably have said, I'm too young for that, or I don't need that. I don't have any health issues. Like I said, you feel like you're bulletproof when you're in college. But I would say that if there's a college student watching this, or maybe you have a college student, I would say to encourage them now. Growing up, I had a terrible, and I think, my family would agree with this, a terrible example for how to take care of your body. We ate all the fried foods. We had all the Debbie cakes. We had, there was a cake every time we turned around on the counter. It was not a healthy situation. No one took probiotics. No one took multivitamins. No one drank water. It was no one exercised. No one. Cheerleading in high school was my exercise, and so there was no form of example for me. And so I kind of figured this out on my own. But at the time in college, when I was first out of my house, I would have thought, I don't need that. None of them do it. Even though my mom was seriously overweight, my, dad had a multitude of health issues. Obviously, we do need it. And I'm so thankful that I am, just like you were saying, teaching my kids how to take care of their bodies and the importance of, eating right and exercising and drinking water and taking your supplements, and just really feeding your body the right things. And so, of course, I would have said, you're crazy. I don't need that. I do remember one kid one time he said something about a multivitamin, and I said, yeah, you should try mine. And he said, no, multivitamins are for old people. And I guarantee if I went back and talked to him now, because that was like 5 years ago, I guarantee if I went and talked to him now, he's graduated and moved on. I guarantee he would say, you know what, I think I'll have some of that multivitamin. So I think we just feel like that. But if you have a kid in your house, if you still have kids in your house, you have a college student, or you are a college student, take care of your body now, because I promise you it's going to catch up to you if you don't.
Yes, it will. It's kind of like, don't wait until the dam breaks to fix the leaks. Don't wait until the dam breaks to do your inspections. Don't wait until the flood waters rise above your head before you're checking, how the waters are now, and doing your repairs and doing the things that you need to do preventatively. That's really going to go a long way. So you're so right. I love it. Thank you so much, Melissa, for being here. I always love chatting with you. You are just a ray of sunshine, and I love it. So thank you. And thanks to all of y'all for hopping on. Do what?
Thank you, friend.
Absolutely. And thank all of y'all for hopping on to another Wellness Wednesday. We do these just about every Wednesday. We like to have themes. So every Wednesday, you just hop on back. We're going to be talking about a different kind of a subject with different hosts, different guest speakers. And so it's always fun to see what's coming up the next week. You never know. So tune in. If you're watching this live, or you are watching this in the month of September, just remember that we have so much fun stuff happening right now. One of the fun things that was just announced is our new greens I'm so excited. Melissa, I'm sure you're so excited too. We are so excited about this. So check with the person who shared this video with you or who invited you to this page because it's going to be live on September 28th. It'll be available. So read up on it, find out all the fun stuff about it, and get ready to order you some. So as we go into cold and flu season, we'll have our greens and it'll help to also protect our immunity. So thanks again for watching. We will see you next Wednesday. Bye.